parts of this is like older folks, people that have a harder time getting around, sometimes they need to sit down. People who are sick need to rest also. It's not a crime, it's not a great demand, is it? To say, look, just have a little bench where someone can take a rest. And it seems like, to me, in my assessment, and I've seen this a lot in this town, it's whatever issues of homelessness or poverty or exclusion come up, you know, when people start making a big mess about it, a stink, they're, oh, we're angry because there's homeless people here, or there's homeless people. It's like, they're not concerned. It's like people are not concerned that poverty exists. They're not concerned that they're not troubled and irate that homeless children and homeless elders and homeless people exist. They're just upset that they have to see it. You know, they're upset that they have to walk by people that are living in this because it calls into question all these different things. It's like, no, the economy's not working great for everybody. Okay, there's some big problems here. And anyway, I think it's pretty appalling. It's pretty disgraceful that they take out something as simple as benches. The problem is not benches, the problem is houses. And the problem is housing and not enough. $3,000 average rent, isn't it something like that? I mean, I saw a sign the other day, it was $5,000 for a 2-bedroom with no parking. Who can pay that? You know, pretty soon it's going to be, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in our wonderful town here. It breaks my heart, you know, to see this just little by little, and then we have to fight, we have to stand up. We have to sit down and be counted. We have to fight back because we can't just let them have it. We can't just have the repressive forces like the Scott Wieners and the people that don't really even say anything about poverty and homeless people and seniors. They're not even used to thinking about it. Okay, much less doing anything about it. They're not even used to like acknowledging that these problems exist. Anyway, benches are not the crime. So thank you very much. Love you all.
As I was hearing people talking, it is an issue. I think we should have a new term, discardable. And that's what we'll regard as discardable people. And it's going to get larger and larger, those are people who are discardable. And, you know, I would like to see in the city a city that's open for everybody, a city that's enjoyable to live with, and that has a place for everybody, including me, because as I said before, when I come up those steps, I have to take a rest. And there's no place for me to take a rest, but that's a lot all over the city. We need more benches.
Yeah.
Benches for people.
That pays for the benches or the plaza or whatever, and he said that it had been on their docket for a very long time, and there were a number of people, including himself, who were against doing anything about it or against removing benches, but basically the only people who would come to the meetings, and I guess they do take public input, were the people who were asking for the benches to be removed. So they kept on having more and more people against the benches coming in, and so, you know, over a period of time, and so that's what led to the vote to remove the benches. But it's still a very split feeling on the board, or whatever it is, apparently, and there is talk about putting benches back. So I would imagine if we organized to have a presence at these meetings, we could make. Well, he's not that kind of person. So we could just ask him about it.
Access to our flagpole, and the merchants of Upper Market and Scott Wiener have not been cooperative about reclaiming this public property. So, Bill Wilson, longtime community photographer, purchased a 21-foot flagpole. A 21-foot mobile, portable flagpole. We're going to test it out in Jane Warner Plaza to make sure it doesn't get caught in the wires. We have a number of flags in the backpack to try out. So, we have a new tool. This portable flagpole is going to be available for things like lowering the rainbow flag to half-staff to honor Howard Wallace, our gay laborer. Thank you. Let's hear it for Howard Wallace! Howard Wallace! We want to use our new flagpole to fly the rainbow flag at half-mast to honor our friends such as Howard Wallace. So this is the first announcement that the flagpole is available for people to use. If you want to come join us do the dress rehearsal right now, please join us.
Do you know about the Transgender Day of Remembrance?
Thank you. Folks, Trans Day of Remembrance is every November 20. This year, there's a number of trans activists, trans activities. So right now, remember, tomorrow, be here at 5 o'clock because a miracle happened. Mumsy will raise a transgender pride flag.
And it should be a miracle. It should not be a miracle, but that's happening.
Thank you.
That should be every fucking day.
Yeah.
So at 5 o'clock here, the trans flag will go up and it will stay up for all of Tuesday, which is the day of remembrance for all trans people who've been murdered. So please come here for that. And then on Tuesday at 5 o'clock at City Hall, there's going to be a rally and then a march to the City of Refuge after that. So look on the web for these activities.
Thank you.
And Trans Day of Remembrance. So thank you.
Thank you. The idea of a task force coming together that would be a task force of everybody in the community. Folks like us, the merchants, everybody. And the task force would look at how do we make this plaza and the other plaza welcoming to everybody. How do we truly make them public spaces? And that's something we proposed months ago. We proposed it months ago when we met with Andrea Aiello, who's the director of the CBD, and the idea was tossed out. So it's really heartening to hear that Scott supports that idea, and we're going to push that idea some more. The idea that we have a task force in the neighborhood that includes everybody for a change. Everybody. Okay? But December 13th is important. Did you want to say something, Scott? We have a soapbox. Feel free to say
I love
whatever
the
you want.
soapbox. This is so great. I just want to thank everybody for coming and showing their support. As Tommy, right? Tommy mentioned that I'm on the CBD board, and I want to just clarify the CBD's position because many of us were in support of. Obviously, we put these benches in. We wanted to keep the benches in, and a lot of us supported keeping the benches in. There's a lot of other kinds of pressure from the neighborhood to take them out. So I would really encourage everybody, it's great to see you guys all here. Come to our board meetings, voice your opinions. I mean, we are working for the community. So this is not, we are not Mumsy, we are not property owners and business owners. We are neighbors and residents that are helping to try to improve the district by adding cleaning, by providing places to sit, adding greening. You know, we put in all of this new planting, we paid for all this, but it was trash, as you can see. Yeah. You know, so we had a lot of resources, a lot of time that was put into this, a lot of volunteer effort, but it was destroyed. So, you know, we're up against some kinds of challenges. I don't think the challenges are people sitting, that's not the challenge. The challenge is that when we get people from the community, LGBT people from the community, say they've come to Harvey Plaza and they've been harassed, they've been beaten, I mean, we can't, how do we respond to that?
Don't believe everything you hear is
well, that's not true, actually. That's not true, because we have police records of people who have, I mean...
I have records of thousands of hours of walking through here, talking to the people who sat here.
I agree with you.
Never harassed.
I've never been harassed.
I agree with you.
I have been protected by those people. I have been stalked through this plaza when they were removed. I was stalked walking through here.
But let's just say this is not a monolithic thing, right? There's lots of people who use this.
It's monolithic when you issue a decree and then issue judgment and summarily execute.
I know, that's not what, that's, I think you're overstating the situation. Please.
So folks, I want to grab the soapbox back because I also want to put out a reminder that people get queer bashed all over the city, actually. And I want to talk a little bit about my history as a social service provider, not a single provider, but I worked in the social services for 5 years and am now helping out with this. Before I go on though, before we talk about going to talk to the business folks about gaining their support and getting the community unified in that regard, I want to give a shout out to my friend Craig, who doesn't actually like shout outs, who actually designed and constructed the bench right behind me. So while we want to work with the business community, while we want to at least have our points.
Harvey, it's not the business community, it's like a government?
Well, we want to work and have our point of view. Guys, stop. Sorry. I just want everyone to hear this because we really want to be at this meeting and we want to make our point, and we also want to say that this bench right behind me was built out of $30 worth of human love and effort out of biodegradable materials. So it's not all about government entities, it's not about individual, it's not about the aggregation of power, it's actually about the aggregation of people that we're standing here and we're talking about that today. And so while we appreciate the CBD, I hate acronyms with a passion.
It's Community Benefits District.
While we appreciate the willingness of the Community Benefits District to talk to us, I also want the Community Benefits District to appreciate us.
Absolutely.
And the labor that we put into this time and energy and action. And I'm a little blurry. And I want to talk a little bit about the queer folks and the folks who are either queer bashed, who are subjected to police brutality, who are left on the streets because the city of San Francisco is getting increasingly more a city where decisions are made by elite boards and less by community response. So we will be at this meeting, but it also is going to be you guys listening to us, hearing what we have to say. And that's it.
Thank you. Well, I hope you guys